Thank you so much, guys, for turning to this brand new video. I just want to show you what Trump Attorney General just said live on camera on national TV, even on Fox News. I just want to share this clip with you. Trump Attorney General regret this interview. It's a very important interview. First of all, take a look at this clip, guys. It's very important video.
All right, so you believe there will be at some point a definitive answer to whether or not the 2020 election was stolen?
I'm not going to promise there's going to be a definitive answer. That wouldn't be fair to you or anybody else.
When Donald Trump fired Pam Bondi, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche became Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche. And in a desperate bid to keep that job, earlier this morning, Blanche went on Fox News and began to peddle ridiculous, debunked conspiracy theories about the 2020 election to continue to earn Trump's approval. But when MAGA Fox News host Maria Bartiromo pressed Blanche for a commitment, are you definitively saying the 2020 election was stolen, that you can definitively prove it? Blanche hesitated, and we have to talk about this. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go.
If he's hesitating, then he is going against President Trump.
As Mediaite reports, Trump's AG tells Fox's Maria Bartiromo he won't promise, quote, definitive answer on whether the 2020 election was, quote, rigged, but insists, quote, there's a ton of evidence. Interesting. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche told Fox News anchor Maria Bartiromo that he's, quote, not going to promise there's going to be a definitive answer on whether the 2020 election was stolen, a comment that seems unlikely to endear him to Donald Trump. In an interview on Sunday Morning Futures, Blanche, in response to a question from Bartiromo,
if 2020 election was stolen, then now President Trump is in a government. Why he is not catching the culprits and he is not doing investigations and the courts? So now everybody is silent. I have listened from President Trump. He said several times that they stole election from me. I was the winner. I remember in 2024 election, there was a wave of President Trump and everybody just voted for President Trump and he was so much popular. But now you can see nowadays he is not popular in whole USA. People are turning against his decision. People are turning against President Trump. People are voting against President Trump in the polls. I have seen several polls on Fox News and different news networks. The poll shows, even Fox News, the 65% of people, they are not happy with the President Trump decision of war with Iran. They say it was an unwanted war and we are not happy with the war. And after the war, the economy is not going well. Most of the economy experts, they are saying on national TV, the economy is not going well after the war. So the people are facing higher gas prices, and it's not a good life that the common people of USA are getting. After Trump became a president for the second time, after doing so much promises in the election campaign, first he said, I will decrease the prices of groceries, each and everything, gasoline. I will cut gasoline prices up to 50%. And I will bring 90 deals in 90 days, in first 90 days. And he was failed in getting 90 days in first 90 days. So still going on. It's been 1.5 years now. People are not happy with President Trump. It's a reality.
Did say, quote, there's a ton of evidence to back Trump's longstanding claims that the 2020 election was, quote, rigged, but he stopped short of saying he would be able to prove it. In other words, he's lying, just straight up, unapologetically lying, cynically lying out of his ass. But he understands that there could be consequences, just like for Pam Bondi, if he makes a public commitment and fails to deliver, as Pam Bondi routinely did. So let's play some of the clips, but let's start with this one here from Maria Bartiromo.
Sunday Morning Futures has been one of the leading critical journalists scrutinizing this mismanagement for the last 10 years. From the made-up Russia collusion story against President Trump, which ripped the country apart, after President Obama used his FBI and CIA to try to take down his political enemy, before a duly elected President Trump even got into office in 2017, with the agencies continuing to surveil and spy on him while he was a sitting commander-in-chief in the Oval Office, to the coordinated attack on the American people to hide serious mental incapacities of President Biden by using a small group of unelected officials and an auto pen to govern.
MAGA Fox News host Maria Bartiromo, ladies and gentlemen, basically straight up North Korea style TV propaganda. Really gross, really despicable, really dishonest. But let's get to the main event itself with Deputy Attorney
That's
General.
why
now
Fox
acting
News
Attorney
is a
General
favorite
Todd
network of
Blanche.
President
Laid
Trump.
out the last 10 years. You heard the former chairman of the Intelligence Committee saying that there has been a conspiracy over 10 years. What have you done about it?
Well, look, that's exactly what we're investigating right now. And by the way, what is not in dispute is that the whole Russia hoax, there was absolutely nothing to it. And so the question that the American people have to ask is, well, then why did they do it? Why did...
So again, it's not that there's nothing to it. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump publicly on live TV asked Russia to intervene in the election by hacking Democratic-aligned emails to get the, missing emails from Hillary Clinton. Russia, if you're watching, go ahead and hack it. And there were multiple convictions in the Russia investigation, and there was evidence of inappropriate connection between Trump campaign officials and the Russian government. It's just that there was no evidence that Donald Trump was personally directing any sort of collusion, which, by the way, is not a criminal term. So again, they are...
By the way, several times President Trump said, President Putin is my friend. President of China is my friend.
radically overstating the idea that there's nothing to the Russian investigation. It's just total bullshit.
Comey say what he said? Why did the outgoing Obama administration do what they did? And that's what we're studying right now, because it did great damage to this country. It did great damage to President Trump's first term. And we want to understand why that happened, why there continued to be an effort by operatives in the government to go after President Trump while he was in office, and then, of course, over the past several years as well.
Do you believe it was a conspiracy against President Trump?
I mean, that's what we're looking at. And do you believe it? I mean, look at what happened. I mean, here there's no evidence of any Russia collusion at all. And yet there was a special counsel appointed, 2 years, the president's family, his entire administration was investigated. There was zero evidence of any Russia collusion.
Right.
That cannot happen.
Why they hate Democrats so much, Democratic Party and the people, former President Obama. I don't know why. Even Trump also, he hates Democrats so much. I don't know why.
See how he hesitated there? Again, Blanche is in some ways smarter and more cautious than Pam Bondi. He's also learning in real time the follies of Pam Bondi, right? So he's trying to avoid the political minefield that she stepped on, which ultimately cost her job and create this opportunity for him. He hesitated because, of course, he has no evidence, so he's not in a position to make that claim because, again, then Maria Bartiromo and others, say what you want.
He's spinning.
About Maria Bartiromo. She's crazy, but she does grill Trump administration officials. Hey, you told me X, Y, and Z. She did it throughout the Biden administration when Republicans would come on and say Joe Biden definitively committed, impeachable offenses. And then she's like, where's the evidence? Why aren't you impeaching them? Like, she will grill Republicans if they make certain promises or commitments on live TV. Blanche knows that. That's why it's like, well, I mean, don't you believe it? Right? Very clever, Blanche, because again, you don't have the facts on your side. It's pretty humiliating.
Nowadays, Marjorie Taylor she is grilling Republicans so much. She is turning against them. She is exposing President Trump as well on national TV in so much interviews.
Point out that it was the Trump administration, not the Biden administration, the Obama administration, that appointed a special counsel to look into the inappropriate ties between the Trump campaign and Russia. That happened on Trump's watch with Trump's own acting attorney general.
We're finding out some incredibly troubling things, and at some point at the right time, that will be made public, and the American people will see exactly what happened to this administration and President Trump over the past decade.
Well, I mean, the country was ripped apart. We all know that. Half of the country said he colluded with Russia. The other half said, no, it didn't. I mean, it ripped the country apart. But you say when the time is right. When is the time right? When should we expect these charges of...
Again, she is a propagandist. You saw the North Korean style propaganda that she began with the intro. She's very different. She's not one of these MAGA Fox News hosts who will just give one softball after another in every single situation. She seems to be a true believer. So when she's been gassed up to believe these things and to regurgitate these things, she expects results. So I want you to hear her question. I want you to see how Blanche responds. Look at his face, hear his voice. Listen to it.
Half of the country said he colluded with Russia. The other half said, no, it didn't. I mean, it ripped the country apart. But you say when the time is right. When is the time right? When should we expect these charges of conspiracy?
Well, I mean,
she just wants immediate results.
look, as has been publicly reported, the Southern District of Florida has an open criminal investigation. That involves hundreds of subpoenas. It involves hundreds of witnesses. And so, as far as timing and when we can expect it, we are working hard and we are working efficiently. But
he's very nervous. You can hear it. He's stammering and stumbling over his words. Because, yes, they're doing everything in their power to go after Donald Trump's political opponents, but they have been shut down by the justice system in terms of, courts and grand juries and juries time and time and time again. Blanche knows that he has little and that he actually can't guarantee or deliver these results. And he's hoping to bullshit Maria Bartiromo. But as you can see, she's not particularly impressed.
we are going.
Yeah, for the first time, I can see Fox News is looking biased. Fox News is turning with President Trump. A lot of people say Fox News is favored for President Trump. I can't believe. I was like, no, that might be a neutral network. But now I can literally see that's why President Trump don't criticize Fox News. President Trump always criticized ABC network. He always criticized CNN network. And every time a reporter from those networks ask a question from President Trump and they introduce themselves, I'm from ABC, and Trump immediately says, oh, fake news media. So now I can get why he don't call the Fox reporters fake news media. So Trump, it was a strategy of President Trump. He's not talking in the past few months, in the past years. He was saying again and again, 2020 election was stolen. They just stole my election. I was a winner. But no, everybody just voted for President Biden. Everybody just trusted Democrats. In 2024, last year election, I'm a witness. Like, I was covering politics, U.S. politics. There was a wave of President Trump. Everybody just voted for President Trump. He was so much popular in USA. He faced an assassination attempt as well. After that, he was so much popular in the country. Everybody just voted for President Trump. Trump promised so much in election campaign that I will change America completely. I'm going to make America great again. America is dead under Biden. These type of words.